Hi, Steve Stine here. What I'd like to do is show you some really cool things that you can do just tuned normal in the key of E. We're going to make some cool intro, outro, and blues licks in between here. So what we're going to do is we're going to start off with this train whistle effect. Okay, and what I'm doing here, I'm going to show you a couple of different things that you can do with your picking hand to make this effective. But what I'm doing is going to the 7th fret of the 1st string and the 8th fret of the 2nd string with my 1st and 2nd fingers. And what I'm doing is I'm picking those. Now I'm picking them with what I refer to as hybrid picking, which means I'm picking the 2nd string with my guitar pick, and I'm picking the 1st string with my middle finger. And what's nice about that is you get the picking sound like finger picking. It's very snappy. And the nice thing too is that when you set your hands down, it stops the sound of the strings. So you get more of a percussive and staccato effect in what you're playing as well. So what I'm doing here is I'm playing these two notes. I'm hybrid picking these two at the same time. And then what I'm doing is I'm just creating a rhythm. So for instance, I could play. Now I could do all kinds of things rhythmically, but let's just stick with that for now. So what I'm going to do is every time I pick, I'm going to bend the 2nd string with my middle finger just a little bit to give it a bit of a train whistle effect. You see? So what I could do is, let's say I was starting off a song and I want to be in the key of E doing my blues. So I want to start it off with a and in between. See, I could do that anywhere. I could do it at the beginning of the song. I could do it somewhere in between. Now, let's tag it by going open. So I'm going to hit those two strings open, and what that does is it enables me to get a chance to get my hand back to be able to play the rhythm. So if I was playing the rhythm and the leads at the same time, I have to get out of that lick and get into the next part. So if I went like this, so I can use that open to get down there. See that? See? So it's pretty cool. It's a nice way of escaping out of that first lick, getting ready for the next thing to come. Okay? Well, let's say, so we've got this, just that. We've got the ability to move from that to the open strings. And again, I'm hybrid picking. Let's say I went like this. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to separate those notes. See that? Now again, I'm hybrid picking right now. So anything that's being played on the 1st string is done with my middle finger. Anything that's being played on the 2nd string is done with the guitar pick. So what I'm doing is instead of playing them together, I'm playing them separately and then adding that little bend. And then I'm going open and doing the same thing. So that's another thing that I could do to variate that idea. See, I can change up where I'm playing the lick. It's kind of fun. And the nice thing about those opens, it gives you a chance to get back to whatever it was you were going to do. See what I mean? So kind of a neat lick. So whether you want to go or even slow, and at any time you can go into the two open ones. Okay? Just like that. Now, we've got picking both of them at the same time. Okay, this double note idea. We've got single notes. Now, obviously we can combine those elements, and that's what I want you to always think about when you're learning a new idea. So I might take this first part and then separate the next two notes. Instead of going double stops here, or double notes, double stops, same thing. Instead of going to a double stop here, I'm separating the notes. So I could go, you see? Or I could go, so there I'm doing single notes on the first side, and then double stop on the second side. See, I mean, however I want to do it. So you see what I'm doing right there is I'm playing a triplet feel. So again, just a little bend. So there, I'm just bending it. See? Just giving it a little bit of a twist as I'm doing a triplet feel. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So there's all kinds of cool things that you can do to variate that. So what I want you to think about is how you just practice doing the double stops. Just like that. Okay? Then maybe you start trying to go, you're separating them. Okay? And then start trying to figure out how you're going to put that into context with the rhythm that's being played. Now, right now I'm doing it all over a shuffle, so I really have three options. I can play them as double stops. And notice how I can make this as long as I want. It doesn't make any difference. I can do whatever I want. Play them as single notes, or give it a triplet. See how I switched from doing the triplet to the single notes? Right? So I can combine those any way I want. So that's kind of the fun of them, is having you explore all the varieties of things that you can do with just such a simple idea. So the goal is getting comfortable with the bend, and then the goal is figuring out how to hybrid pick. Now let's say you didn't want a hybrid pick. You wanted to flat pick, which is using the pick. Could you still do it? Of course, it's going to sound a bit more aggressive. Nothing wrong with that, though, right? Let's say you didn't want to use a pick at all. You just want to pick them. You know, there's a host of different ways that you could physically play it. I just like the hybrid picking idea simply because then I don't have to let go of my pick. So if at any time I want to go into something else, I've got my pick available. I don't have to grab it or anything like that. But everybody's different. You know, needless to say, the kind of blues that you like and the kind of music that you listen to, and of course the kind of playing that you've been brought up on might change whether or not you're using a pick for everything, you're hybrid picking or you're finger picking everything. So it's worth checking out. So now let's move on. What we're going to do is we're going to do the end. We're going to do an outro. Okay. And all the varieties of ways that we can play those notes. So this would be at the end of a phrase, at the end of a 12-bar blues sequence. I might do something like this. It might be at the end of the song. I might do this. Okay, a lot of people call this a turnaround, which it certainly is and can be used as that. So what I'm doing here is I'm going to the 4th fret of the first and third strings, and I'm using right now my middle finger and my third finger to do this. So let's just start off by again hybrid picking, doing a double stop is what we call it. So I'm playing these two notes at the same time. And then I'm going to move to the 3rd fret, do the same thing. Move to the 2nd fret, do the same thing. And then I'm going to go to an E chord. I'm going to stay on the 1st and 3rd strings though, and do the same thing. So I have... Okay, now, again, I could give it that kind of sound. Okay, I could go back and forth like this. Notice at the end I'm still hitting them at the same time, giving it a chordal sound. I could go back and forth with a triplet feel. So however you like to play that. Okay, I like the sound of the triplet. So what I'm doing is going and then moving down, then moving down. So you see how I'm using my pick again on the 3rd string, my middle finger on the 1st string. Okay, now let's add on the blues element of this, which is a hammer-on from 0 to 1 on the 3rd string. It's a really important sound if you've never done that before. It's really subtle, but really important. So I'm going, and see that? I'm doing that hammer-on. So I'm picking both these strings like I was before, but I'm doing a hammer-on from 0 to 1 on the 3rd string. And it gives it a real cool blues sound. See that?